Hi everyone, it's Hannah Conda and welcome to What's Lost Got to Do With It. I'm very excited and I'm here today with another spectacular guest, one of my best sisters that I've known for a very, very long time and that you will know at home by the name, the moniker on their Instagram, Wigs By Vanity, or as I know her, Vanity or Vans. But I'm very excited to have her in the chair today discussing all things that she's lost, and I'm assuming that she might want to talk about the dignity that she's lost, but I don't think she ever had it to begin with. So we're going to have to really unpack that with her at some point. But it's a thrill to be back. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. I've just returned from tour. I was doing the Snatch Game tour around Australia with some of the greatest Snatch Game winners. If you're a RuPaul's Drag Race viewer, you will understand what that means. And if you aren't a RuPaul's Drag Race viewer, then what the fuck are you doing here, darling? But we welcome you and we love you nonetheless, but go and watch Drag Race. But the Snatch Game tour happened. It was wonderful. We did about 8 cities in 2 weeks and it was unhinged. We had some legends of the Snatch Game world. We had Bag of Chips as Margaret Thatcher. We had Ben de la Creme as Maggie Smith. We had Dakota Schiffer as Pete Burns. We had Ashley Madison as Jesus. We had me as Liza Minnelli and the Vivian as Donald Trump. And if you imagine walking into a dinner party with all of those figures, you can only imagine the debauchery that unfolded. And it was quite debaucherous. I think we walked away with realizing that there is a romance blooming between Donald Trump and Maggie Thatcher, as we realized. But I think there was a romance between Liza Minnelli and Donald Trump. Be that politically correct or not, I don't know. But anyway, we made it through. But on the journey of traveling through Australia, you know, you're on the plane often. I think we did I want to say maybe 20 flights or something over the course of this period. And I'm just going to jump on the bandwagon and talk about the plane etiquette that people do not have in Australia. And, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens all over the world because people are really shit at catching planes. So I just want to clarify for you all. There's a few things that actually I want to clarify. That when you arrive at the airport and you can check in on your own, darling, and you can print your bag tags, do that, because otherwise you're wasting everybody's time behind you who's already printed up the bag tags and stuck it onto the bag. Babes, that's it. All you have to do. It's a little bit of manual labor for you. I know we're so used to everything happening for us these days, but type in your thing, scan your boarding pass, print your bag tag, chuck it on the bag, because when you go put it in the bag check, it doesn't take 25 minutes for you to check in your myriad of 15 bags, darling. Okay? We don't get into the priority statuses for having to stand behind people with, checking in 15 bags and not tags. So tag your bags before you get on. Then when you get on the plane, go in when your allocated boarding row is called. Don't go before. Don't clog up the system. You will get on the plane. You've got a seat, darling. Okay? So don't do that. So when you get on the plane, you sit down, the plane goes off. All good. We're living our best life. If you're going to be in the middle or the aisle seat, you've got to allow for the person in the window to get up to do a shit or a piss. Sorry, you're not going to be out there blocking the path for everyone. You can't get shitty when someone needs to go to the toilet because you know what? If you do, if it was me and I'm in the window seat and then you're not wanting to move, I'll either A, climb over you or B, shit right next to you, darling. And then you'll have to sit in the waft of it. Would you like that? No, I can't imagine you would. So make sure you're prepared for that if you're in the middle or the aisle seat because you are going to have to at some point get up. Okay? And don't be mad. You can't be mad. Then now we've landed. Everything's going good. You do not need to get up as soon as the seatbelt sign goes off. You do not. Where are you going? Nowhere. That's where. Because we're going to be exiting row by row. And then if you're at the back of the plane and there's rows in front of you, why are we getting up? Why are we doing that? It doesn't need to happen. Have a breath. Finish off your bottle of water that you're not allowed to take off the plane. I know you've smuggled a packet of cookies in there and they say leave all food on board. Don't take it off. Biosecurity. It's a nightmare. So keep your little plain biscuits and your water on the thing. Finish them up. Then once your row gets closer, then you can stand, have a little stretch, whatever you need to do. Grab your bags, okay? And then you're going to go row by row. Don't be jamming yourself in between someone else's row. Don't do it because you look like a dick. And it's because you are a dick, okay? So now we're off the plane after we've orderly got off the plane row by row. We're now at baggage collection. You do not need your knees against the metal of the conveyor belt as the bags are coming out. You don't need to do that. You will see your bag. And then you can approach the conveyor belt. And if you're not a priority guest like I am, your bag's not coming out first, darling. It's probably last. So get out of my way. Okay? Move out of the way. Because you standing there is not going to make your bag come quicker. If anything, you're going to have to wait longer because that's how the world works. If your impatience gets the better of you, impatience is what you're going to receive. And they will make sure that the spirit guides at large, they will make sure your bag comes out last so you look like a dickhead. So just, avoid that and step back for the conveyor belt. And I think everyone would be happier and it would be okay. These are just the musings of a wise woman at the airport after 20-something flights over Australia in the course of 2 weeks. Because sometimes you're cunts and it shows. So I hope you can take something out of that and you can figure out what to do with your life the next time you're at the airport. Because, I'm sick of it. And I think we all need to learn and we can get better. And I will take you where you're at, but it's time to start learning Australia and the world. When you're going to get on a plane, be a good plane passenger and not a twat. Okay, well, with that, up next, we've got our incredible guest, Wigs by Vanity, and I cannot wait for you to see her. I know a lot of you are going to know her, and if you don't know her, you're going to be introduced to one of the most spectacular, unhinged people that I have known in my life. So let's get ready and welcome Wigs by Vanity. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. Well, everyone, you can hear the cackle. It is none other than the wig witch herself, the sensational, the global star. Welcome, Wigs by Vanity!
Hi.
Or Vanity, or Wigs, or
Wigsby.
Wigsby.
I will respond to all of those things.
Wigsby.
Oh, hey, what's that?
Oh, look at it.
Ew!
It was like that time in McDonald's. Remember McDonald's in Melbourne?
Yes, I do remember.
Can we talk about it?
Are you going to talk about? Do you want to bring that up so early in the conversation?
Yeah, I do. I think it was fun. It was one of my favourite moments ever because it was just the moment that I was like, I just realised how protective of you I am as a sister. Because when you went to McDonald's, you were in your Wonder Woman,
like Camilla
onesie, free balling in McDonald's with a face on but no wig, and you walk in, we go ordering, and you're at the thingy. And it was just this little stream of piss driblets coming out. And then this girl looked at you and I said, "Look away! Look away!"
Oh, it's very sweet. I do remember going around the corner
and doing a whiz.
And trying to, but I couldn't find a place. So I thought that the best solution was just to not go. But then when I got back into McDonald's, it was like, oh, well, I've got no choice.
Yeah.
So rather than doing it in a back alley.
Do it in McDonald's. They got people that clean it.
Completely. The fluorescent lights on McDonald's. Anyway, that's a nice story to start with. Thank you very much,
No,
Hannah
you're
Conda.
welcome. No, but it was just a moment that I realised. I was like,
oh, that's sweet.
I was like, don't you dare look at my sister like that.
Turn away.
Look away. And this girl's like...
That's so funny.
Because all you want to do is look, but
I know.
Hey, who hasn't?
I know. Well, at least she didn't ask for a photo.
No, I think, she probably would have
if I
asked her.
if I was on Drag Race, she would have.
You're bigger than Drag Race. You're Wigsby. But welcome to the pod.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm thrilled to have you here. One of the people that I thought would be one of the most insightful and unhinged guests that I could have.
Yes, well, I isn't a polite way of saying no fucks to give.
Yeah, well, I'm the same now.
Yeah,
you
got to. You can't have any fucks.
It's boring.
It hurts to give fucks.
Yes, I know more.
Yeah,
no more. And I think I learnt that after this second whirl around the Drag Race Sun.
But did you have because you had a hard time after Down Under?
Yeah.
Mentally, did you have a hard time mentally after this one?
No,
this was...
No, but I'm medicated now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. What are you on?
Lexapro.
Oh, nice. I love a Lexapro. I'm on a Celapram.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice. It's
gentle.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, I didn't realise that my doctor upped my dose, doubled my dose.
Ah.
And originally I was on 5 milligrams and he put me on 10 milligrams. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that's good. So but he's like, just, for the ones you've got, just take 2. And then when I went back for the repeats, he upped them to 10, but I was still taking 2. So I was like up the maximum. I was on 20 milligrams of Lexapro and I was fine. I was having a great time.
Feeling nothing.
Nothing. And I was like, wait. And it wasn't until I was with, falling in love with Jack. And I was like, there's something, I know I should feel more. I feel like I should feel more.
Isn't that weird? Because you know that you should be feeling certain things.
Yeah.
But you just have to retrain your brain to think about the way that you're feeling, to know that you feel that.
Yeah, well, I just halved my Lexapro.
Oh, perfect. Balanced it all
to the
out.
actual prescribed dose, and I was fine. Bang!
Right. So, yes, you mentioned Jack, falling in love with Jack.
I know, isn't it sweet? The old dog, the Camel new tricks. The old mare.
Right. It turns out there is a lid for every pot.
There is. One last flight for this old bird.
And would you call yourself a cougar?
No.
In this instant?
No, I wouldn't.
I think the word cougar is actually, I think it's quite sexy.
I think it's sexy. A silver fox.
Silver fox, that's hot too.
Yeah, but I'm not into young guys.
No, because that's the thing.
At all.
No.
But he's like, I'm over double his age. And it's very unconventional. And we've been very realistic about the entire thing the entire time. But it's been over a year and a half now, and it's been just
Magic.
beautiful and lovely. And I never thought I could feel this way about someone, or have someone feel that about me. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
And we do sort of have lots of conversations about finding each other at different times in our life.
Yeah.
He happened to be born 20 years younger or 20 years ago or vice versa. And I'm like, first of all, if you were born 20 years ago and we met when we were the same age, you wouldn't have liked me then.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had the same time.
And you had to find each other at this moment.
At the right time. So that's really nice. It's really sweet.
Yeah. Because I think the both of you match each other's energy very well. And every time I've been around the two of you, it is just lovely to see. And he's like enamored, but not in a weird way. He just appreciates you for Ben. And it's just a very magic that you found each other at this moment.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And age is but a number. And I know we say that, but when you find someone that you click with.
Yeah.
You click with them.
Absolutely. I mean, the hard thing is sort of thinking about the future. You know what I mean? Like, he's at the beginning of his life, and I'm sort of, I'm at the end of mine. I'm ready.
Aren't we all though?
I'm ready to walk up the heaven
pearly
stairs.
Gates. He goes, bang, get out.
It's wonderful. He's beautiful, and we're having a great time.
Isn't it serendipitous though that he's got a drag name, Harry McFairy, and you are the Wig Witch? Do you think that is just Wigs By Vanity? Wigsby has found Harry.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Mind blown, bitch. When it works, it works.
Yeah.
Jack and I are open now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Because you turned into a side, didn't you?
Yeah, we're both sides.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're sides of beef.
It's just sides. You're like just sizzler.
Yeah. What do you want? Just no main course.
Yeah, just all sides.
Too hard. But we opened, and then we had this moment where I didn't really know the rules of like if we're allowed to use the apps and stuff like that. And I had the app, but I was like a blank profile. And then Jack downloaded the app as well, and it was a blank profile as well.
Oh, you just spoke to each other. Did you speak to each other?
Yes. So
El scandalo.
A scandalo, darling. So what happened was I was sitting at home because I was just I had turned on the thing. Then I saw this profile. It was blank. It was 31, 6'2", Brit, fluent in sarcasm.
And you just jizzed.
I did.
You went,
God.
My
pussy's flapped. And I was like, hey. I got a message from Jack. He texted me, he's like, are you on Grindr? And I was like, we haven't spoken about this. I don't know what the rules are.
Well, you both were on it. You both were guilty.
Well, yeah, I know. So it was like...
he was selling himself, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
He was giving it all.
6'2", fluent in sarcasm. I mean...
Tick, tick, tick. Get inside me.
Yeah, come around and donkey punch me.
Beside me.
Yeah. Come and get beside me
Yes.
and suck each other off because that's all you do. Yeah, so then we found out. So I messaged him on Grindr.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's how we...
Well, good, but you're nice. You're apart.
Much.
You travel so much.
I would listen to RuPaul's thing where he said about his partner. I'd never want to restrict my partner from enjoying all the facets of life.
Yes.
And
That's how I feel with Jack as well.
we've all need to experience different things at different points, and we all have different emotions. And I would hate for me to be gone. He goes out and has a dance or something, makes out with someone, and then is embedded with guilt.
Yeah, or even worse, someone dobs on him.
Yes, yeah. And then someone goes, Hannah.
Yeah, guess what?
Yeah, because that's what the gays are like.
No, they're
Fucking vapid little bitches, aren't they? But welcome to a podcast.
biggest intro we've ever had.
Yeah, I know. So now we're going to get into the main topic of today. What do you feel that you've lost in your
This is
life?
a free therapy session. I've been paying thousands of dollars.
Why did you didn't?
I didn't.
Come here.
Yep. Well, I will know now. I will know.
Yeah, we'll book you in for your next appointment after this.
Okay,
But what
do I get a rebate back from Medicare?
Yeah. I did say
I want the mental health plan.
But so because I've known you for a very long time. You're a very successful business entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You're a woman on the game, successful drag entertainer. You travel the world. You've done it all. You've not lost. You're the blueprint.
Well,
That's a joke, everyone.
yeah, you get that. That's not true. That's not true.
She-
Wait, what part of that is the joke?
I don't know.
The whole thing. So I do have some notes, actually.
Yeah, go on. Get your notes out. I
I'm
love
a
notes.
professional podcaster as well, you know.
I
I've got a
I
few
wouldn't
things.
dive into you yet.
Okay, well, when I asked you, like, a
got
topic, I
some
was like, oh, God, like, how deep are we going? Like,
We can
you
go
know?
as deep as you like.
And then you're like, oh, it could be a wig, it could be like anything. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So there's a few things that I have lost.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Okay. The thing that stings the most is my education. I lost my education.
Is it because
Early
you left school early?
It's because I was moved between year 2 and year 3. I went to 4 different schools, and each school was at a different part of the curriculum. And so I just missed out on little blocks of each subject kind of thing. And then I've got like learning difficulties. So it's like, it was hard. I never caught up.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously, you know, high school onwards, being bullied severely for being gay. Survival, not education.
We go straight into survival mode.
Yes, so I wasn't
through it.
learning. I wasn't absorbing knowledge. I was just
Yeah.
surviving. So that's I think the one that sort of hurts the most. It
Yeah.
stings the most, and that I need the most as an adult. But the other one that I really like, you know, emotionally, is I lost Penny. Your face. We're not going to go into why that's funny.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
And it's not what you think.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I was 5,
Yeah.
I got a pound puppy. First release when it first came out.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a brown pound puppy, and it was a boy's puppy. Like, it was a boy's one, but it had like tiny little drawn on eyelashes. So I read that as being a girl.
Yeah.
That she was a girl. Penny was
got
a girl.
lashes.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, it's hard to tell the difference between a male and female dog.
2024.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. And so did you ever watch Inspector Gadget?
Yes.
Yeah, Penny. You know,
Yes,
Penny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, is that what?
she was named after Penny.
Oh.
I love Inspector Gadget. So I had Penny. She was the one thing I had from my childhood. My whole life, I moved around, and I think it was until I moved in with me and Maxie moved into Crown Street, so probably like mid-noughties.
Yeah.
And then she just suddenly, I just remember not having her.
Yeah.
So she at some point she got lost.
Yeah.
And I had different storage, and I moved around, and I was like, where is she? Where's she? I just feel like she's in a box somewhere, or like, you know, I'll just suddenly find her, and I just never did. So I've just said goodbye to her. But that's one thing that really I would have liked to have kept her my whole life.
Yeah. It's interesting with toys as a child. Like, some of them just go.
Yeah.
And they disappear.
Yeah.
And you...
Well,
and
they don't. No, they get thrown out. Your parents throw them out when they're not looking.
but they tell you that you've lost them.
Yeah.
That actually, it reminds me, though, of a toy that my sister had. She had a little cash register.
Oh, yeah.
And it had like a little calculator on, and you could press the button, and it dinged, and it opened. And I took it into school once in Northam, where I lived, and then we were like ripped out of the school real quickly, not long after, to move to the city. And I left the cash register there at school.
Oh, yeah.
And I had nightmares about it for years.
Did she miss it? Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's gone.
Did she know that you had it?
Now she does. Sorry, Amy.
You never told her after all this?
No,
She
no.
just didn't know.
Were you allowed to play with dolls as a kid?
I was not allowed. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't like, you know, forbidden. My big sister was 4 years older, and my little sister was 5 years younger. So, and I was bang in the middle. So my big sister Colleen had all the 80s Barbies.
Yeah.
And then my little sister inherited them when Colleen got too old for them. And then Amanda had sort of like those Barbies, and then all through like the late 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of, I enjoyed Barbies a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I'm so, my childhood was so, bad because, I wasn't allowed to have Barbies, or like, I wasn't allowed to have my own because they were definitely considered girls' toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was made to feel shame, and I was teased and bullied by by family because I liked Barbies and stuff like that. Yeah, me and Amanda, like, we were fun. Like when we were at a certain age, when if I was like 11 and she was like 6, she was like my little puppet, my little doll. I had to dress her up, and I used to get into so much trouble. We were climbing on the roof and climbing out of the house on adventures and like having a great time.
I remember when I got my Barbies taken off me, they were given to my sister. I cracked the shit.
How old were you?
I would have been like maybe 10 or 11, and they took them off me and gave them to my sister, and I got an Action Man, and I was very angry. So what I did is I told her to go outside because there was a present outside for her, and as she went outside, I cut all the hair off. I scalped all the Barbies because I was like, if I can't have them, you can't. And yeah, I was not
So
happy.
you were given Barbies?
I was given Barbies, and I remember there's a video of me as like a kid, and I'm going, look, Mum, I'm going out, Barbie. So Mum and Dad actually, like, they didn't mind buying me Barbies as a kid. And so I had quite a few, and then it just rapidly changed when I was like 10 or 11.
Sure. You were suddenly too old.
Yeah, and I got this Action Man, but I was so upset. I just wanted a Ken to go with my Barbies, but they gave me Action Man, so I had
Was it Action Man the same scale?
Yeah, he was the same size, like
okay.
like that.
Oh.
And he had a little bit of fuzzy hair,
Was he
which
sexy?
was nice. He was actually quite hot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I would have touched. Yeah.
Would have or did?
Pull down the pants and just rub the nub. Just finger the nub.
Can I tell you
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. So during COVID, when we first started the Barbie collection, and Nikita bought a Magic Ken, which is like the gay Ken.
Oh, yes, the gay Ken with the purple
vest, yeah. And like both of us had the same feeling about Ken. Like we always found Ken really sexy.
Yeah.
And so we put Ken, this vintage like collectible Ken, stripped him down, put him in the Barbie pool that I had bought, this vintage Barbie pool, and we had fashioned. So we he was just wearing. He had this little Barbie towel, little towel that just fit around his like here.
So you got a little bit of split.
Yeah. And we also like we fashioned out of blue tack quite a lovely
Mound?
A penis.
A penis. A penis.
The full shape. And then because it was blue tack, it was a bit sticky. So we put the towel over and we pressed it all down so you'd see a full outline. And then we'd spray him with water while he was in the pool and be like, oh. And both of us we were doing it and like, and then we turned and looked at each other and we're like, okay, we've got to stop this too much.
It's bodyline Ken.
This is like basic bodyline Ken.
Sort of Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know, he was meant to be like, there was gay undertones with Ken, wasn't it? Oh, massive gay tones.
Very, yeah.
Well, sometimes they weren't undertones, they were just tones.
Tones, yeah.
Tones of gay. Tones of fag.
Yeah, top notes.
Top notes.
Top notes of gay.
Oh, I'm getting top notes of fag and spa water.
And bass notes of poppers. Yeah. The next on my list, do you want to hear the story of how I lost my virginity?
Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do.
Okay, so picture it.
I'm ready.
Like 1990. Actually, I don't know. I've got to think. 2? I don't know. How old was I? 14? I don't know.
14, you lost it.
14, I think so, yeah. Yeah, anyway. Tukli. Public toilets. I was with my friend Lee, and he lived in Tukli, and so I'd go over and stay with him for the weekend. And we're going down to Coles, probably like to steal bubblegum tape or something like that, you know?
Bubblegum tape, the bubblegum tape.
Shoplift bubblegum tape.
Would you eat the whole thing, or would you just like strand it? Because I used to bite into the whole thing.
Oh, no, I stranded. Oh, no, never bit into it.
Yeah,
you're an animal. Fucking animal. So the public toilet. And so I was going to the toilet quickly as we were walking in. So it was like probably like 7 at night, because I think the Coles would like, stay up until like, I don't know, 10 or something like that. Anyway, and we're unsupervised. So I popped in and there was this hot guy in there, surfer guy. No, this is during the day, I think, actually.
Oh,
I think I remember this is during the day.
Daylight fondle.
And so he was sitting at the urinal and I was like, sitting at the urinal and I sort of looked over and he's, hard. And I'm like, oh my God. First I'm seeing like a hard, erect penis, in real life. And I'm a kid. And well, I'm 14. But, willing. Yeah, and so that resulted in me sucking them off. And then that was quick and over and done within a second. And then I was shaking. I was like, oh my God, that's all I could think about.
rush.
Yeah, the rush. And then all I could think about. So the next time I was over at Lee's place, and that's when we went bubblegum shoplifting.
Yeah.
And it was night time. And so I went back in there. I'm just going to the toilet. Anyway, so there's this guy in the cubicle. He was not hot at all. I remember him not being hot at all. So I'm in there and like, doing stuff. And anyway, so then my friend, I was in there for way too long. And my friend was like, what were you doing in there? I was like, just going to the toilet. He's like, you were in there with someone else? I'm like, no, I wasn't. He's like, yeah, I looked under the store. There was someone else. You were in there with someone. What were you doing? And I'm like, that was a family friend. That was Uncle Ralph. Man, I was just catching up and saying hello.
No, Uncle Ralph.
And anyway, he's like, your pants were around your ankles. I was like, no, they weren't. And I held that story. I kept true to that story for years.
You were in the toilet with Uncle Ralph.
Just saying hi.
Yeah, just
No,
checking
my pants
for
were around my
worms.
ankles. My friend had a look. It's like his. Anyway, so that was Uncle Ralph's story. Okay.
And that's how you lost your virginity.
Well, that was actually the second. Now, the fun story was not the first time, but I consider
Uncle
both
Ralph,
those times.
they come together.
They
It's
come
a package
together.
deal.
They come
Oh,
together.
I love that. So now, so we've learned how you've lost your virginity, how you lost your pound puppy,
Yeah.
and you've lost your education.
Yeah.
I like to call this bit the acceptance of loss, accepting the loss.
Oh, yeah.
And if you feel like you've accepted it, we will give you a certificate of acceptance
Really?
of your loss. Yeah, it
Do
will be.
you have an actual certificate here?
It's going to be digital.
Okay.
And you can screenshot it and you can print it out.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay. You sign your own name on it.
Yeah.
It's like that Dero Water one. It was blank. I finally got up to Sheila for like a year. I'm
What
like,
did you
"Where's
win
my
it
Dero
for?
Award?"
Yeah, what did you win it for?
For
Blank.
contribution, like technical contribution for my wigs.
Oh, and it was just blank.
Just blank. I was like, where is it? Am I going to get this? Anyway, sorry,
Well,
yes.
this is-
Okay.
So we're going to pass you a blank certificate. No, but it's. I feel it's important that we we don't, like you said, don't let these losses define us. Do you feel like they have defined?
They did
you?
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did for a long time. And there was all my trauma had like accumulated into this like dark cloud over me, which sort of controlled and dictated everything that I did in life and who I was. And it wasn't until I was going into I was in my sort of mid to late 30s, and I was just like, I can't go into my 40s with this shit, with this baggage. And so I started getting like lots of therapy, and started dealing with it all. You never lose it.
No.
It never goes away. You just learn to manage it and to accept it. So yes, I've accepted it, and it's part of the tapestry, and it's what makes me colourful and what makes me who I am.
Yeah.
And also, it's a really good excuse to be like, oh, sorry, I did that. That's just my trauma.
Yeah.
How do you feel about losing Drag Race twice?
Babes, you know what? I've come to accept that is the cards that I was dealt.
Yeah.
I wasn't meant to win.
But you know what? That's a pretty good hand.
Oh no, it's a pretty good hand. I think
Little Hands is a pretty good hand.
I think it was just like, I know this is going to sound so wanky, and I don't want it to be, but in my career of drag, I've never had a hard time getting what I want. But like, I've always found it very easy to achieve and do things really well.
Yeah.
And I've always found it very easy to get cast in a show or do this or do that.
Yeah.
And I found it when I moved to Sydney, I found it very easy to slide in.
You're
and I've
welcome.
never had
I
a
helped with
problem.
that.
Yes, Vanity and Minnie, they were the two. That
And you were willing to work for $100?
Yeah, and I did.
You did,
You know, like I've gone from that to then having an extremely hard time with Drag Race and people and I also never had a problem with people liking me.
Yeah, sure.
And
You're
then,
so likable.
well, I try to be.
You are.
But then
like fun, like legitimately likable.
well, I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
But like when you put your control of your life in the hands of editors and
Yes,
people,
exactly.
they control how people view you.
Absolutely.
And people found me, some of them found me quite cold and
Yeah.
didn't get me. The second time around, it felt better. I felt people understood me a little bit more. But like, I felt like I was going to walk in there and I was like, top of my game. I was like, I'm going to win. And and you know what? That's what the mindset that I had. And I have to own that was the mindset I had. And it didn't work out like that for me. And that was a part of me. I had to process that.
Yeah.
And go, you know what? I went in there maybe a little bit too, too confident a little bit. And I think the reality of what it is
Yeah.
set in.
Yeah.
And I had to relearn how to be in that reality.
Yeah, sure.
which I now feel like I have got a grasp of.
Yeah, sure. I still think you're a winner in my eyes, baby. Like, I think you've done such an amazing
Thank
job.
you.
Like, so you're amazing. I love you.
I love you very much too. And I ditto twofold that. Yeah, I sent you that Facebook message like nearly 15 years ago saying I wanted to be like you.
Yeah.
And now we're here in a podcast doing it together. And I don't want to be like you. I want to be friends with you.
No. With being like me comes a lot of baggage.
As we've learnt on the podcast today. No, but I love you very much. And you're a
too,
superstar,
Hannah.
and this has been a joy. So thank you for joining me
Oh, thank you for having me on your podcast.
on the pod. Wow. Thank you, Vanity. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you go and hit up at Wigs by Vanity on Instagram for all of the unhinged stories. You're in luck if you get Vanity's stories and they're like this long on the top of your screen and they're just little bars, because that's the time you want to catch Vanity's stories. But thank you, Vanity, for being here. You are an absolute superstar and I love you very much. But before we wrap up today, I have had some of my incredible snake pit write in with some advice that they require. And this is the segment we call Healing Hands with Little Hands. So let's get into it. Underway. I've got our first one today. We've got a lovely question sent in by Tia Coffee. You might know Tia Coffee as the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World, the queen that was my undoing. Tia writes, I'm questioning my eyebrows in the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World. I'm also questioning my choices during our Euphoria lip sync together. I'm also questioning the wig I wore for our discotheque lip sync. And I'm questioning whether Marina was robbed on UK versus the World Season 2. And to my good friend Tia Coffee, I can say they are all very valid questions. And I don't think that you do need to question them, because fundamentally they were choices that you made in that moment that led to you winning £50,000 and a crown of Queen of the Mother Tucking World. And I got nothing, Tia. However, I did get you as a friend, so I'm grateful for that. So I don't think you should be questioning them. I think you should just hold stern in the fact that you are a successful woman on the game, and I'm proud of you. The only thing I will say is don't draw your eyebrows like that again, because you did look like an inquisitive little sausage. Like, I don't know, just like it made your head look very narrow. So just don't do those eyebrows again, and I think you'll be fine. But everything else, look, Tia, it just screams you. So I think you should be very proud of what you've done, and I hope that you feel healed after that. We also have coming in from Millie Deans. This is a little bit deeper. Millie says, yes, I need help. I'm very stressed out and all over the place. Can you tell me I'm doing okay? Millie, I don't know what you're stressed out about, darling, but I can tell you are doing okay, because if it's one thing I've learned over the course of my life is that each day will come whether you like it or not, and you will get through every single thing that you need to get done. And if you don't, well, it didn't need to be done. We'll move on. Are you going to think about it and worry about it in 5 years? If you are, then maybe you should be concerned. But if you're not, let it go. Treat yourself, darling. Let yourself just enjoy life a little bit more, because I think that is going to actually put you in good stead to a pathway of not giving a fuck anymore. And I think that's where we find true enlightenment, in not giving a fuck. I've got one more from TED Talks Drag. Hey, Hannah, can I get some words of affirmation? I'm running the London Marathon next year in memory of my mum, and I'm terrified. I'll also send the fundraiser. Well, we're happy to share the fundraiser for your mum, TED Talks Drag. Absolutely, we'd love that. I don't think you need to be terrified at all. You're doing this in the memory of mum, and your mum's going to be there by your side and is going to be cheering you on. And this is just a fabulous thing to do, because not only are you doing it in the memory of a mum, but also helping people coming forth. And, they're going to be standing on the sidelines that, that they've got support in you. And I think that's really special. So I think you just know that you're doing an amazing thing. I could never run a marathon, and I never will run a marathon. So the fact that you're doing that is just absolutely sensational. But keep training, keep going, babes. You can do this. Apparently, I've heard that when you run a marathon, at the end, a lot of people piss and shit themselves. So don't be afraid if that happens. It's normal, okay? If you piss and shit yourself at the end of the marathon, it's fine. It just means you did it. It's like a little celebratory, like, you know, some people like have fireworks or confetti cannons. You just did that for yourself out of your own body, which is nice. I think that's a way of celebrating. But thank you everyone for writing in. That's lovely. And I can't wait to see all of your unhinged questions next week. All right, my darlings, we'll see you soon. Bye.